Former President Donald Trump back on social media, Southwest Airlines earning miss, the world's third richest man Guatam Adani pulling the largest con in corporate history, and Buzzfeed Going AI. If you enjoyed this content, take a moment to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment below. Without further ado, let's get right into it. After a 2-year suspension, Meta announced that it will allow former President Donald Trump back on their Facebook and Instagram platforms. The company stated that there are new guardrails that have been put in place to deter repeat offenders, and that the public should hear what politicians have to say. The company determined, after referring to their crisis policy protocol, that any risk to public safety in relation to the January 6, 2021 storming of the Capitol has since receded. At the time of the suspension, former President Trump was the most followed account on Facebook. This news comes shortly after President Trump was also reinstated on Twitter. Representative Jan Schakowsky, Chief Deputy Whip and Illinois Democrat, said in an email statement, "The Capitol community is still picking up the pieces from the January 6th insurrection, and now he's returning to the scene of the crime." However, Anthony Romero, Executive Director of the American Civil Liberties Union, said Meta's decision was the right call. The broader question of how Meta handles censorship is still at play and will continue to evolve. In recent years, Mark Zuckerberg has handed more control of policy decisions to Nick Clegg, Meta's President of Global Affairs and a former Deputy Prime Minister of Britain. Customer cancellations at Southwest Airlines resulted in an earnings miss for investors. The largest carrier of U.S. domestic passengers said Thursday that it expects another loss in the first quarter as customer cancellations rose at the start of the year and bookings decelerated. Southwest had to deal with weather-related cancellations of more than 16,700 flights from December 21st through December 31st. Although this winter storm affected all major domestic airlines, peers were able to recover their systems much faster. The effects from halting operations were reflected in the company's Q4 earnings reports on Thursday. The extra costs the company incurred alongside a slash in sales resulted in a 37-cent loss per share, compared to a 7-cent loss that was expected. The company expects another loss going into Q1 of 2023, but says demand will continue to look better in March when flying capacity initiatives taken by Southwest lower costs. The mass of this loss seems unique to Southwest, as its competitor American Airlines tops Wall Street estimates at $1.17 per share versus an expected $1.14. American Airlines closed 2022 with a full-year profit, the first since 2019. Hindenburg Research concluded a 2-year investigation and claims the Adani Group has engaged in $218 billion of stock manipulation and accounting fraud schemes spanning decades. Hindenburg Research, named after the Hindenburg disaster, is an investment research firm that focuses on short selling. They take short positions prior to releasing research, meaning that they bet against these companies. The firm has previously released reports on companies like Nikola, Clover Health, Candy, Lordstown Motors, and Technoglass. These stocks all plummeted after the reports were published. The Adani Group's shares plummeted, wiping out $10 billion off the firm's market value. However, the price has recently had a slight bounce back, with Guatam Adani considering legal action against Hindenburg Research. Guatam has strong ties to Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and for now, it seems that the Security and Exchange Board of India isn't launching an investigation. Only time will tell if Hindenburg Research or Adani Group drew the short end of the stick. Controversial internet media site Buzzfeed was in the news Wednesday as the company's stock price spiked over 150% in a single day as the company announced it will start leveraging ChatGPT to create content. In an email to his employees, BuzzFeed CEO Jonah Peretti wrote, "If the past 15 years of the internet has been defined by algorithmic feeds that curate and recommend content, the next 15 years will be defined by AI and data helping create, personalize, and animate the content itself." Peretti said, "Our industry will expand beyond AI-powered curation feeds to AI-powered creation content. Creative humans like us will play a key role providing the ideas, cultural currency, inspired prompts, IP, and formats that come to life using the newest technologies." On this news, Meta announced that it plans to pay BuzzFeed almost $10 million to generate content for Facebook and Instagram. And that's a wrap. Thanks for watching this week's news video. If you have any comments about any of the stories we covered, please leave them down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts, and I'll see you next week.